inside the dead body.
Right.
So do you want me to explain it? Because I can go
take
all
over
the way
there.
to the end of a movie.
Oh, why don't
So
you continue
long
then?
story
'Cause I don't like
short.
talking as much.
So the cops show up and then they try to arrest these bad guys.
Right.
So bad guys actually kill a few people inside the church. Among these bad guys, the hero one, the woman, she tries to stop them, but they're not listening. So they're killing a bunch of people, and then they're trying to escape out of the church and trying to steal the dead body. And the cops arrest a few of them and kill them, and then they are running after the girl. And then they show that the girl has good martial arts and then trying to fight back. And then she apparently fought back pretty well. And then because she's a good fighter, they don't kill her. They arrested her and then they took her to a very high security prison to just, what is that called? To investigate further and then see what's going on, who she is. But they couldn't find any information really from her because she's trying to stay very what is that called, anonymous, and then she has a few passwords. So anyways, they're trying to really get her to talk. She's kind of very aggressive. To me, she's a superhero because she's not afraid and she can fight. And then there is a CIA cop that apparently from the first love, apparently he falls in love by just seeing her, looking at her. The way that he's talking in the movie, like you can tell that he's interested in her.
Right.
And then that CIA guy tries to really make this woman to talk.
Right.
So in order for her to talk, the CIA guy Lorenzo.
I just call him Lorenzo.
The good guy, the good her guy.
I'm gonna call him the Head and
Take this
Shoulders.
woman to a prison, high security prison, and then over there they give her like a very comfortable couch and bed and shower and all that, a super fancy prison, and then they let her to rest there. But you could tell that the guy is very much interested in her, but he doesn't make any move at that point yet. And then what happened after that?
And then
the big boss, she's a lady with the short hair, named Karen.
No, I don't know if her name's Karen, but the CIA director lady.
The CIA character lady, who's a big boss, she convinced the Lorenzo, the good her guy, to make that woman, the hero woman, to talk, and then she asked him to do anything to make her to talk. So it shows that this girl, the superhero girl, she's in a prison that behind the window. I mean, it's a high security prison with all the cameras, but it shows that part of the prison opens up behind a window. There is like a girl and then doing like a art, like drawings, apparently. Her name is Tanya, and then apparently the girl is this superhero woman's daughter.
Right.
So it looks like they're trying to torture the girl mentally to get her in, kind of to have her to talk, right?
I guess.
Okay, and then there is a scene that you can tell that they take this woman to the area that they're practicing and doing like martial arts, and they're shooting and practicing. So and then it shows that this girl is like doing her work by practicing and fighting and all that, and she's doing a great job. So at this point, you're thinking, is she on their side or the mafia's side? Like, is she going to be a good one now or the bad one?
Right.
Okay. From here, I'll give it to you.
Okay. So pretty much, I guess at this point, she's in love with Lorenzo at this point, and they make love, So, but then, the bad guy, who I'm at this point, I'm not sure if the head bad guy with the bad Brazilian accent is the the guy with the accent, the head of the mafia.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he's the father of the child.
He is the father of the child.
Yeah, and so he gets his henchman to abduct her. So basically, he says, "I'm gonna take her to LAX. Alexa, you need to come back to me. You know, I'm the father of the baby. I guess I don't know. Did I miss something? He was the father, right? Maybe
he was the father, or maybe the sugar daddy.
Yeah, maybe he was the sugar daddy. But anyways, I get the impression too because you could tell he really cared for the little girl, and so they have the shootout at LAX.
Yeah.
And then eventually they triumph. Lorenzo sets one of the henchmen on fire. And then OJ, I don't remember OJ's real character's name. Murphy. His name was Murphy. He's in a shootout. And then I'm assuming he died? You're thinking he died? I think he survived, but...
Well, at the beginning... We forgot to mention that OJ has a partner. I don't know, secretly in love with him or not, but
What?
but they kill his partner, so he wants to take revenge, and then that's why he gets really involved in pursuing.
Well, yeah, he infiltrates the CIA, and apparently he wants to work alongside Lorenzo at this point too. So very, very specific detail, I guess, left out. I don't know if there was like a love triangle there, but I think that he was just upset that his partner got killed.
Yeah.
But I think so. At this point, everything wraps up. Is it Alexa or is it Lorenzo that kills the bad guy? Was it Alexa?
So it shows that they're in a security area that they do have the jet fuels in the airport, and then and then the Tanya, their little girl, she's hidden under the pipes, the pipes that carry all the fuel and then explosive stuff. So finally, I guess after a few shooting happens and a few people are dead on the scene, looks like that the big bad guy with the suitcase in his hand, he kills the Murphy, and then from there they use these the electroshocks.
Oh,
what
yeah,
is that
yeah.
called? Yeah.
Sure.
So they used those on him, and so he caught fire because all the fuel and everything around him. And then at the end is the wife, Alexa, that shot him with the big gun.
Right.
So that's how he.
Oh, that's right. He got shot by Alexa at the end. Yeah. So Alexa killed him then.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how the movie. And then and then I guess Lorenzo quits the CIA, and he walks off with Alexa. And
at the end looks like it's a happy ending.
It's a happy ending because they walk off with the little girl, and apparently this movie has a sequel. So we'll eventually have to get on that too. So, so first impressions of the movie, enjoy.
Action, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave 8.5 out of 10.
Out of 10, 8.5.
Yeah.
Holy moly. I would give it maybe a solid 5. It wasn't the best movie in the world. It was okay.
Oh, okay.
I found a lot of it and you find this typically a lot with a lot of stuff that came out in the 1990s. That it was very there's always that scene where it's obviously this good-looking hunky dude that works at the CIA.
Oh my god, that Vlad guy.
Vlad.
And the other fighter, the Vlad guy, he's like taking him.
Oh yeah, and then when
Da-da-da-da.
there's this scene where Lorenzo and Vlad, they get in a fight, and so Vlad decides to remove his shirt so he can show off his pectorals. But you find a lot of this stuff. This is standard 1990s sort of television. A lot of these actors were really famous. Not really famous, but I guess famous for their roles in the 90s. Lorenzo Lamas. I keep calling him Lorenzo, but his character's name was Mark Graver. I'm looking at IMDb right now. Life to Alexa, who's played by Kathleen Kinmont. They're both on a show together called Renegade.
Oh, that is so cute.
So I don't know if they met. They might have met on the set of this movie and then the TV show after.
But they're not together anymore?
No, I think they've both been. Whoops, there goes my microphone again. As I plug it back in. And I think they both have been far apart. But actually, I've seen them doing conventions, and they seem to be on very good terms. So Lorenzo Lamas and Kathleen Kinmont, they're married in real life, and actually, yeah. So they did a show called Renegade, and during that time too, the guy playing Victor Mahler, his name's Alex Cord, and he was on another one of these '90s shows called Airwolf, and he played a character called Archangel on Airwolf, And then O.J. Simpson, and I'm not surprised. I know you've watched the Naked Gun movies with me, so you probably know O.J. more from the Naked Gun movies. But he famously, like I said, and like I said too, with all legal stuff on the internet, who knows how much you could talk about that? Well, everybody talks about it, obviously. But he was accused of murdering his wife, or ex-wife, back in the 1990s. Wow. And so it's you tell me, like I said too, because I know this is fresh. You never heard of this stuff before. But so this is the story, is that he got like really, well, how do I put it without sounding? Because I want you to be the neutral voice in the room, all right? Mm-hmm. I want you to lay down right in the middle and give me an opinion of what you think happened. Mm-hmm. So back in the 90s, OJ was married to this woman named Nicole. And so Nicole, let me see how best I can remember it, because I remember when this event happened. My sister and I were playing baseball in our backyard, like throwing the ball around, and this event happened. Okay. And so it's a pretty like crazy event. So OJ was pretty much like retired from football. He was acting in movies. He was in the Naked Gun movies, and there was a report in the news that his ex-wife had been murdered. And so, they question him. They're like, okay, you're not a suspect yet. And so, they didn't do anything yet. The police didn't do anything. And so I want to say the very next day, he and his friend actually drove the car, but he said OJ was very distraught, and they were driving down the freeway, and they said that he was very distraught by his wife's murder. Like, he was very, very distraught. And so his buddy drove him on the freeway, took the police on a high-speed chase in a white Ford Bronco. And it was a high-speed chase for about 2 hours on the news. And everybody knew it was OJ, the guy in this movie, OJ Simpson. It was him that was taking like this truck on the freeway like for about 2 hours. And so obviously and then they finally got him. They caught up to him. Nothing happened. He didn't die. He didn't commit suicide or nothing. But I think after that happened, they arrested him for murder. And so there's this big trial, and during the trial, there was like all these like little things that came out. Like they said that on the night that she was murdered, that he booked an airplane. Like he was actually like flying to another city, and then he was telling everybody, "Hey, everybody, look at me, I'm OJ. Hey," like trying to like get an alibi, And so there's this long court thing, and they finally acquitted him. But a lot of people still think that he murdered his wife.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things too. Like the general consensus of if you ask any American that was alive during the 1990s, like whether or not OJ killed his wife, they'll probably tell you OJ killed his wife.
But that's judging. Don't you think so? If you don't know.
I think it's one of, and I don't want to make this the OJ kills people podcast, but I think that like this is my thing. There's probably a lot of evidence suggesting that he did it, and there's a lot of suggestions suggesting maybe was too much.
Yeah,
so
it's like
so.
I never know, but he's not acting anymore. Right?
No, well, he actually got arrested again, but not for murder. I think he was trying to steal like his old trophies or something like that. Like he had to actually give up his old trophies during the civil trial, and he got arrested and he actually got put in jail, and then he got out of jail, so now he's free again. But a lot of people still think that he murdered his wife. So that's for an OJ podcast. But anyways, that's who OJ Simpson is.
All right. That was pretty much about the movie then.
Yeah, no, I mean it. I mean, bottom line, it was entertaining. It didn't make me feel like hungry for more.
The first 5 minutes of it, I had a hard time to really pay attention because I was just like, you don't know what's going on the first 5, maybe 8 minutes of it. But then after that, once the Alexa girl starts her role, I guess things change a little bit, and I could follow better after that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more things to say about this movie. I will say that the actress that played Alexa, she was in one of my favorite movies. It's a horror movie. It's called Bride of Reanimator, and she played the bride actually too. And in that movie, she's very good too. She's actually very good. Got very good range as an actress. And then yeah, so I guess our impressions of it, you kind of dig it. I'm kind of like whatever.
Yeah, I like her. I admired her because she was a fighter, and then she was able to fight, which is awesome. I think to know that kind of moves and doing martial arts to defend herself. I guess that's a great role.
Yeah.
Apparently, they taught her a lot to like do all those moves.
Yeah.
And then she pretty much maintained it well. She's fit. She's a superhero.
She did Pilates.
She does hot yoga and Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Sure. And so, just like to wrap it up too, there's a little bit of trivia in here. And when filming their fight scene, O.J. Simpson actually struck actor Stephen Quadro so hard in the face that he ruptured a blood vessel in his cheek.
Oh.
So that's a fun fact. Yeah, and with that being said, this is the Johnny Mumbles Roast podcast. Not much to say about this one this week because honestly, like I thought it was fine. It wasn't the best movie ever, but
Yes.
and we'll follow up with you with more fun and facts, and hopefully not anything about murder next time on the Johnny Mumbles Roast podcast.
And Saturday night movies.
Saturday night at the movies
With Zaina and Awesome Johnny.
with Zaina and Johnny Mumbles. But I'm not awesome right now. All right. Bye.
Bye. I still my nana.
They can still hear you.
Mwah.
They can still hear you on the internet, by the way. I just stopped the recording.
I'm just kissing my puppy. Mwah.
Puppies don't watch bad movies.
You're stinky a little bit.
They're going to get spitting?
Yes.